So I'm currently sat in my 1988 Volvo 340. Daily this thing for around a year until it developed a carb issue, and it's been sat in the garage ever since. Very dusty. I've not touched it in months, to be honest. But when I bought it, it was a very clean car and came with a lot of history. And at the moment I can't get out and do the videos that I wanted to do, the reviews. You can't really get in people's cars and drive around, obviously because of the whole COVID situation. So I thought I would do a little video on some of the history that this car came with, because it's come with a big stack of paperwork. Got the original letter in there from the Volvo dealership to the original owner to say that his car was ready for collection. So I thought this would be interesting to some of you that may be interested in car history or Volvos in general. I understand this video probably isn't going to be for everyone. It might be a bit boring for some of you, but it's a little space filler for the time being, and will give me a chance to edit a video together.
You'll have to excuse this little tripod leg here, but this is the best angle I can get for looking at this sort of stuff. A lot of the stuff in here is just service receipts and a bit boring, but I'll try and go over some of the more interesting stuff as quickly as I can. So get the boring out of the way. This is just the original Volvo service manual. We've got service records Volvo written on side there. Looks like this service history goes all the way from 1988 when the car was brand new. Some warranties in here. Service receipts, I'm guessing, of some sort. Genuine Volvo dealership by the looks of it. So this thing was serviced every year up until, stamped as well, up until 2006, 2007, and the last stamp we've got is 2008, but the service history does go all the way down to 2014. And I think the car was parked up for a few years because the old boy stopped driving that had it originally. Next up we've got the Volvo Owner's Information Manual. For a 30-year-old manual, this is in pretty good condition. There's no actual rips or anything to the outside of the book. A few of the pockets inside are split, just some heaviness of some of the pamphlets, but other than that it is pretty decent. So first off we've got a little RAC key. I think these were used back when RAC used roadside telephones, before mobile phones were sort of a more commonly used thing. You could use one of these to unlock a little box at the side of the road and call the RAC. We've got a Volvo fuel consumption pamphlet. So this covers everything from the 340 hatchback to the 240, 740 and 760. Tells you all of the fuel consumption information, the engine sizes, doors, transmission, models. Nothing too interesting on the front of this one. Some of them have got quite nice front graphics. Next up we have got a Volvo end of warranty check. I'm thinking this is a receipt of some sort. Yeah, so this is the original service or check over, I think after the first, it says 6,000 miles on there. This was done in Christchurch in Dorset in 1989, so a year after the car was brand new. I quite like the front graphic of this with the blue check. Very 80s. Next up we've got a free service inspection voucher. For a 30-year-old piece of cardboard, this is in very good condition. No rips, tears or anything, and it's still white, it's not faded or anything either. I'm guessing the guy forgot that he even had this, or he just never used it when he was getting the first inspection. Next up we've got the original manual for the radio. This car does have its original radio, so nothing too interesting here, just information on the original radio itself, what the different knobs and that do. A fat stack of MOT receipts. Looks like this one's from either 1996 or 1995. 96 there's date of expiry. 2001, 2003, 2002, 1997. So this guy literally kept pretty much every piece of paperwork or receipt. Obviously took good care of this car. Next up we've got a Volvo 360 340 owner's manual. Obviously you see all the basic info on here, jack in points, all of the engine information, had to replace bulbs, get into tail light clusters, trims and tyres, fuses, had to jump start the battery, starting the engine. Next up we've got this Volvo owner's insurance scheme. Quite a nice graphic on the front there. Looks like you've got a 740, a 240 and a 340 or a 360 GLE even at the bottom there. So I'm guessing this is some sort of a Volvo marketed scheme. It says here underwritten by Sun Alliance Insurance Group. So I'm guessing this was backed by Volvo to gain commission on any insurance schemes brought out on new cars bought through the dealership. Next up we've got a Volvo Traveller's Guide. I had a little flick through this beforehand, and it looks like in here it's basically just a map where it's got all informations on the larger main cities. It tells you all the petrol locations, petrol station locations even, airports, local radio frequencies, the population of each town or city. We've even got hedge and woodland margins, different leaves. We've also got this kids fun and games section. So we've got to spot the difference with a 740, it looks like over there in the corner. You can spot one right off the bat. One's got a black centre cap and one's got a white one. Another little 740 graphic down the front there. Some very 80s shots of passengers. Quite a nice thing to have. Now I didn't get this with the history itself, this was just something I bought off eBay. These come up all the time. Got damaged a little bit in storage, which is a little bit annoying. So we've got a big free triple page pull-out of a 360 or 340 saloon. It might be a 340 because it doesn't have the painted bumpers. Got a cheeky bit of leg up there in the corner. Another full page spread of what looks like a 1.4 and a 1.7 side by side. Suspension setup, luggage room, optional extras for the car. Camera died there, and whilst I was charging the battery I found some pieces of paper that I'd never actually seen before. I must have missed these when I was checking the documentation after I first bought it. So this is the second part of the original letter that the dealer sent to the original owner to say that his car's ready for collection. This is basically just stating that if he recommends the dealership to a friend, they've attached a voucher at the back which can be used to basically at the auto service garage. I don't know if this is only usable if someone purchases the car with them or if it's just a voucher that he kept that he forgot he had, but it's quite cool to see that this has never been used. I don't know how many people have actually got these. Next up we've got this original bill of sale. This is dated, let me find the date, 1st of the 8th 1988. So this is for the white 340 GL I have here. From new, it was £8,776.91. The delivery charge was £143. It was £568 for car tax. They've charged him £14 for petrol. But it also looks like the guy originally had a 1987 Volvo 360 that he's traded in for £7,876. So it seems a little strange that he'd trade in a 1-year-old car, which seems like a better model in this day and age, 360, they're more desirable, for the saloon. I don't know if that's because saloons weren't a thing up until 1988 and the guy just liked the shape better or what, but it seems a little odd that he'd trade a 360 for a 340 GL. But it's cool to have this letter and know how much the actual car cost from new. We've also got a pre-delivery inspection sheet. So this is basically just checked off everything they've checked before they've delivered the car to the original owner, Mr. Reed, it says up in the top corner. So this is dated 1987. And then next up, I've got a letter from 1989. The ones from the actual dealer seem to be printed on this really nice thick like corrugated paper as well. I've got a letter upstairs which is the original letter to the owner to say that his car is ready for collection. So this one basically states that the car should be serviced. They've got on record that the car hasn't yet been serviced at the original Volvo dealer, and they recommend that the owner does it. It's got the reg up in the top corner. The date is the 11th of the 4th, 1989. Next up, we've got another letter dated 1989. This is basically a 600-mile service, and the next page basically states any additional work or any things that he's noted on the car that he wasn't happy with. So it says there's a whining noise on cold start, high revs on low gears, there's a buzzing noise, bonnet vibration at front, and the radio has interference with engine running. Doesn't seem to be any pricing on here, so I'm guessing these were just things that they'd noted but they haven't done yet. Next up, we've actually got a letter that is dated a month and 5 days before I was born. So the 27th of February 1996. So this is a receipt for a door mirror, left side. Just looks like the door mirror. That was £41.40 from Kingsworthy Volvo. We've also got a Volvo Dorset receipt for 4 headrest covers at £47. So this GL, I always assumed it just because it was a GL model, has sort of cotton or the same material that the seats are made of, headrest covers, opposed to the plastic ones that some of the lower base models had. I assumed this was because it was a GL that it had these things, but I can see here that the guys actually purchased 4 of them and had them fitted for £54, including VAT, and this was in 1988. So this was either when it was new and this was an optional extra. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is just MOT certificates and services, but it's pretty cool that this car has pretty much got everything that's ever been spent on it documented. Oil change, 1 set of plugs, 1 fuel filter, 1 battery, 1 oil filter. That came out at £185. Replace distributor cap and rotor arm and a road test, £18 plus VAT, 1 cap, 1 rotor, £45, and that was in 1994. Got another 1994 receipt here, plugs, wheel cylinder, 1 air filter, brake fluid, 2 wiper blades and 1 bulb in 1994, £156. Looks like he's had the track end done on this in 1994. He's had 4 Michelin tyres put on, a valve and wheel balance, front laser track adjustment, that cost £169. Got a receipt here for a throttle cable, that came out £112. Or oil filter, bulbs, semi-synthetic oil change, £164. There's 2 different invoices there racking up for £300. These are just for services. I've got another stack of receipts here. This one's for £60 to strip out the offside window regulator, free off lubricant and fit. Full 6,000 mile service, check for misfire, replace distributor cap, check second gear selection, adjust gear linkage. That was £233 in 2011. Got another oil change in 2012 with an oil filter, £181. We've got more receipts here, lots of different gaskets, a seal, headlamp unit, that came out at £241. We've got a battery here and a bracket, that came out at £84. Remove indicator switch, clean up contacts and refit, £30. Wheel cylinder, brake hose, brake fluid, £148 in, what's this dated at, 2016. So much more paperwork with this, but this video is already like 10 minutes long. So the last thing I want to show is this 6,000 mile service receipt. So it says that he was having radio interference, which is a little bit annoying for a brand new car. considering the radio is brand new. And also the customer mentioned both front seat materials starting to wear and fluff up. So I've not really had a problem with the seats fluffing up, but the driver's side, as you'd expect, is starting to tear a little, where the seams on the bottom of the seat where you sit joins, which isn't that bad for a 32-year-old car, but if it was doing it back when it was brand new, yeah, I can imagine that's a little bit annoying.
So I just got to the end of editing the video and realised that I never really ended the video properly or showed this letter that I mentioned. So this is the original letter dated 7th of July 1988 from the Volvo dealership to say that Mr. Reed's Volvo saloon would be ready for collection on the 1st of August, or being prepared for the 1st of August, and to let them know when he would like to come and collect it. I just want to say thanks if you've made it this far into the video. I'll be making more Volvo videos once it's out of the garage, as well as videos on my Mark II Golf and my 5 Series as well. And once this COVID situation has sort of sorted itself out, hopefully soon enough, I'll be going out and recording video showcases or reviews of some of the older cars in the country that don't necessarily get the limelight because they're not engine swapped or brand new cars on finance with crackle and pop maps. So if you're interested in older cars, please press subscribe, and if you like this video, press the like button. Thanks.